What you're seeing now is the earliest known version of Duke Nukem 3D. 3D Realms released this footage on their YouTube channel all the way back in 2014, with the promise that more beta builds would be released soon. Unfortunately, legal issues surrounding the rights of the game have prevented them from doing so. So we've been blueballed for quite some time now, and it's a real shame too, as I'd love to get my hands on this. I thought it'd be fun to go over this really old version of Duke 3D, and as this level also exists in Lameduke, I thought, why not recreate this trailer and see how much had changed between the two versions? So prepare to get super nerdy. Hello everyone, I'm Evil, and this is Duke Nukem's earliest known version. I hope you enjoy. First of all, I'll shut up for a minute and play both the 3D Realms trailer and my recreation side by side, and then afterwards we'll dive in with a more in-depth look to see what goodies we can find. Let's do this. Okay, what did you think? So let's jump in and take a closer look at this trailer. A quick comparison between the two shows that even the menu has seen a revision. In 3D, it's predictably a lot more basic, and in Lameduke, while still not perfect, it's had some graphics added to make it a bit more pleasing on the eyes. Assuming no edits were made to the original video, then it appears that by starting a new game, that this is the first level, whereas in Lameduke, this is the first level of Episode 2, known as Mission Cockroach. There doesn't seem to be an option for changing episodes yet. Interesting. Anyway, moving on. Wait, did you see that? Even at the very start of the video, we find ourselves a mystery. Namely, this little guy. It stays for one frame and then it's gone. It could be an even earlier version of the Holoduke. For reference, here's how the Holoduke pickups look in Lameduke. This could be considered a downgrade, which leads me to speculate that this could be something else. Maybe it's an extra life. Artistically, it's closer to these sprites found in Lameduke, but I can't find any reference to this sprite anywhere online. Either way, it's pretty cool. It looks like a Duke action figure. Nearby is an early weapon sprite pickup, but we don't get a very good look at it. Is it just me, or does it seem to have different sprites depending on which angle you're facing? I don't think that happens in any other version of Duke. Now seems to be a good time to talk about the weapon. Unfortunately, it's the only weapon we get to see in the video, but it is completely unique and different from what we'd see in any other version of Duke. The fact that the pickup is in the same place and both guns seem to fire some sort of plasma shot, I'd assume that this is a super early version of the plasma rifle, which itself would be reworked into the Ripper. It looks more cartoony in design, but it's interesting to see that the art direction has changed, even between these early builds. But this thing here is obviously the Cola pickup, and picking it up grants Duke 10 health, as it also does in Lameduke. While we're here, let's talk about the heads-up display. It's a lot larger here, and displays the score on the left, the ammo in the middle, and Duke's health on the right. All the same information is present in Lameduke, but the score counter is now displayed on the top of the screen. Also, they've added some graphics to show which weapon is being used, in case this wasn't enough. Another thing to notice is the simple geometry. In Lameduke, they've added depth to some areas, and some smashable glass, which is nice. A bunch of new textures have been added too. The room is now full of blinking computers. Some things have also been removed, such as whatever these things are on the wall. To me, this texture looks as though it could be the graphics for firing this gun. So, if I had to guess, this was probably at one stage a slight variant on the surrounding wall textures, maybe with some breakaway on the bricks. Then, when the texture list was modified, it may have caused the game to draw the wrong texture. But I'm just guessing here. What do you guys think? The same areas in Lameduke, just have the wall texture displayed. The chair has also been retextured, and in Lameduke we can see some electricity coming down from the sides. Here we can also notice that Duke doesn't seem to have a third-person sprite yet. Someone had changed the flickering light bulb between these builds though, and some cool lighting effects were added to this corridor. The CCTV monitor has changed too. For starters, it's now behind some glass that you'll need to smash, but it also uses a different texture. Some interesting things to note about this are, in the early prototype, the monitor displays which cardinal direction the camera is facing, but also it displays the name of the area, which I think is really interesting. This area is called North Park. It's a bit buggy, but the name does change when switching to a different camera. The next area is a little harder to read, but I'm pretty sure it says West End. I wonder if every area of the game was going to have a unique name like this. Also, I'm not sure what these numbers represent. There's a flickering effect on this camera that has been removed for Lameduke. I also checked in the final game, and it's not there either. The heads-up display is still present when using the camera, which has been fixed by the time of Lameduke. In Lameduke, enemies will be alerted when you see them on the camera, as though you are the camera, which leads me to believe that they are essentially teleporting the player to these locations to create this cool live camera feed effect. The water has seen some changes too, looking way less pixelated by the time of Lameduke. Some graffiti has also been added to the walls. The skybox is working here, where for some reason it's bugged in Lameduke. It appears as though the skybox isn't present in Lameduke's files at all. If the skybox in Lameduke was working, it should look like this. Personally, I prefer the older one. What do you guys think? The outdoor portion of the video shows us a few things. First of all, there are some new enemies out here that I've never seen before. They're round in appearance and have what looks like a flashlight on their heads. In another frame, it's revealed that they also have a red light, possibly acting as their eyes. I wonder, could these be inspired by the enemies from Duke 2? They seem static, but when Duke moves closer to them, they will rise up from the ground to attack, even reducing his health a bit. There doesn't seem to be any trace of drones or feminoids, which would later populate this level during Lameduke. An extra billboard has been added here, and the textures on this wall have also been changed, replacing the moss with a more dirty looking texture. Also, it looks as though there's no water bobbing present yet. Notice how Duke doesn't seem affected by the water here, whereas in Lameduke he'll bob up and down. And I don't recall ever seeing these explosion effects. Pretty cool, right? So there you have it, guys. That's about all the differences I could find between these two builds. But I'd love to know, what do you guys think of this early version of Duke Nukem 3D? Do you think we'll ever get our hands on it? Let me know in the comments below. See you in the next video. Cheers. If you like this content, please consider liking and subscribing.
Bon voyage, biatch.